Hello, I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex, doing some interviews with cool people here at Origins. And right now I'm joined by Stephen Buonocore.
Hi, Grant.
Yes, I've always been wanting to get you under a table, and finally, years of trying to get this man under a table.
Told me that you wanted to do me under a table. I wasn't sure what that meant.
Yep, well, now you know.
It's good.
Yeah.
This is good. This is not
It's quite a nice
This
table.
is not awkward.
It's well made, very thick. Look at these sturdy legs.
That's why people normally sit at the table.
Yeah.
But, hey, this is,
I mean, I think under the table is better than on the table,
This is intimate.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting to know each other
Yeah.
here.
Hashtag awkward.
Yeah, that's fair. Yes. Stephen, you are known around the board game hobby as the podfather of gaming.
I am.
Have you had a podcast?
I might currently have a podcast.
And follow-up question, have you murdered anybody?
No, I have never
Have you
murdered.
ordered the killing of anybody? I really want to know how this podcast and Godfather meet, huh?
It has nothing to do with putting out a hit on anybody. Absolutely
All
not.
right. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Huh?
Well, I can't say anything. I might be in witness protection or something like that.
Yeah. I actually did a series one time called The Podfather many years ago. Just a series of basically a goof on like a Godfather doing a podcast.
Which is where I got my moniker because of the Italian background and because when I was president of Stronghold Games, used to appear on everybody's podcast, as an advertising, as a marketing thing. So Podfather, podcasting, Godfather, and the podcasters gave me the moniker The Podfather, and now I just adapted it in my retirement to do my content creation that I do, my little bit.
How are you enjoying retirement? You ran Stronghold Games for a long, long time.
Founded it, owned it, and ran it for the longest time, and then merged with Indie Boards and Cards.
So how are you? There are people that love retirement. There are people that feel weird about retirement. Where do you fall on that spectrum?
Let me ask. Do you not waking up in the middle of the night, sweating because you don't know where your shipment is across the world, and oh my God, is something going to get to a convention on time? Is it going to make my street date? And do you like traveling, like to Hawaii?
Yeah, those all sound pretty nice.
That's why I love my retirement.
So the number one thing I started getting when my dad retired was pictures of his bird feeder. Do you send pictures of your bird? That's what I associate with retirement.
Well, I send pictures of myself in my pool in January, especially to my friends from New Jersey. And you guys are watching this, I know, because they don't appreciate that because it's like 4 feet of snow after the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. You started Stronghold before I would say the modern craze of board games, goes back 10, 15 years. And really the last 5 years it's even started exploding. Right. So what made you wanting to get into the hobby before the hobby was even nearly as big as it is right now?
Yeah, I was... I had a real job on Wall Street in IT.
I don't know what those are. Yeah. I've never had a real job.
You never had a real job?
No.
Let me tell you, they're mind-numbingly, they kill you. No, it was very good to me. And I was just a hardcore gamer, and I realized that, I could bring, and I watched the growth of the hobby, and I watched smaller companies starting to pop up. Some of them were doing right, and some of them were not. So I thought I'd bring my business background, my educational background, my gamer background, bring that all to bear, to do something that hopefully was going to be great for gamers. And hopefully I could grow into that as the job. I never expected it to take off the way it did. And in 10 years, not even, like 8 years after I started the company company was merged, and 2 years after that retired, and it's gone. It went very well. And now now what I do is I simply love being a gamer. Now I can do all the things that that I don't have to do the things that were annoying.
You just get all the good parts.
Now I just hang out. I come to conventions here. I do some of this kind of fun stuff with you and people. I'm going to be doing interviews, as you know. I'm going to be out there on the floor, in the back row, interviewing people. So with some of the bigger companies, interviewing them, and just having fun. You know what I mean? That's what we really need to do. If you do something in your life and it's not fun, think about why you're doing it. And I had fun running the company, but there's stress. So instead, let me get rid of all the stress now. Just enjoy myself as a gamer.
Living the life of leisure here.
And traveling and living a little bit of a more comfortable, easy
Yeah,
life.
that sounds pretty all right. I do like what you said about like gaming should be fun. Like I think sometimes we lose track of that. Even when you're like playing a game, people get so intense about it. They want, and it's like we're here to have fun.
We're here
that
to
is
have
the-
fun.
We're
We want-
playing games. Games are meant to be fun. I try not to take myself too seriously in anything. Really? Having an interview under the table means I don't take stuff seriously?
It's 100% what you're saying, man. Like
Yeah.
I don't AP games. I just want to be there and enjoy the social experience with everybody there,
yeah.
and just have a good time, whether we're competing or cooperating. Have fun at the table. That is all what I'm about.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Do you have a personal favorite Stronghold games? I know that probably they all feel like your baby, but what's your personal
In my
fa-
catalog?
Yeah,
you know,
in
I
your
mean,
catalog.
it's hard not to say Terraforming Mars. I mean, that
Okay.
was, that was the true breakout game. That was the game that basically at that point people started saying, hey, maybe you
yeah.
want to, buy the company and that kind
Yeah.
of stuff. It's hard not to say that, but I have one of my almost underrated games was Space Cadets Away Missions. It was my big plastic miniatures game. Like a dungeon crawl, but in space, in retro space, and Dark Moon, which is a hidden trader game. So, I mean, those are the highlights. Oh, Flamme Rouge, to me, the best racing game. Bicycle racing, which is kind of weird, but it feels like you're really doing it in all of the elements of that. Of that experience, of a racing, a bicycle racing experience is part of it. And yeah, those probably are in my catalog, those are my 4 favorite games.
Nice. Well, this is like how we get the bona fides too, because you know that you're a real gamer when someone asks you to suggest one game and they have to give you 4.
They have to.
Yeah, there's no way. One? I don't know how to pick one. Are you kidding me? How do we pick one? That's for me. Like, the worst thing in my life is when someone tells me to bring one game over, and I'm like, well, clear my schedule. I'm gonna have to stare at my collection for the next 4 hours.
Yeah, I just start grabbing games. Like,
Yeah.
which one do you want to play when we get here?
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time here.
Thank
to
you
talk
for
with me and
making this as awkward as possible, Grant.
Well,
This is the
we
first
can make
time,
it more awkward.
This is
Let's
the,
hug right here under the table.
Grant, watch,
just
watch
had a
your
great
hands.
time.
Watch your hands, Grant. Watch your hands.